When I'm not working, I probably work 60% of the time of every single day, but when I'm not working, I'm usually studying. I'm usually listening to podcasts to help me grow my business or to help me learn new skills, or like a philosophical podcast or a history podcast. Or what I've recently been doing is intently scrolling Instagram, because for the media business that we have, I'm trying to figure out the best practices for the top funnels. And a funnel is just you're scrolling through Instagram and or scrolling on any piece of information, and someone is trying to turn you on the other side of the screen, a person, into a customer. So I've been going through different people's sales funnels and trying to reverse engineer what they're doing exceptionally well. And alone, I can only do so much. I can reverse engineer what's working, and then I can try and figure it out. And then I can try and instruct an employee to do it. But it's tough to scale quickly like that. If you had 5 people, each with in charge of something in the business, and they all spent their free time studying and trying to improve ROI and figure out better practices and trying to become the absolute best in the world at what they do, and then they implement and try and improve, the business would actually scale 100 times faster. Just you doing everything yourself, which is, it's a mixture of me doing everything, but now I'm starting to build a team of people that are also trying to be a part of that. But I'm just trying to think, how do you develop a company culture and have people that want to do this? Because no one's forcing me to study when I don't need to. It's not like I think it's uninteresting to listen to educational business podcasts or finance podcasts, or even reverse engineer what the top people are doing. I enjoy studying, and I want to be around people that also enjoy that stuff. There's a friend of mine that he's very, very wealthy. He's a client as well. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. Most people would know who he is, but he would be really bothered when his employees would not want to study, because one, he enjoys studying. One thing about Robert is he actually studies every single day. Just about every weekend, I would go to his house, me and PJ, and he would be on YouTube intently studying some sort of podcast or some sort of YouTube video, or he would be reading a book and hyper analyzing it. And so I'm trying to do the same thing for my line of work, because I want to get better, because I want to produce better results, because I want a better future and a better understanding. And if you have the best understanding in the entire world on any subject, you're going to make a ridiculous amount of money. But Robert would get very frustrated because none of his staff, his long-term staff, would want to study and get better. And that led to him just getting very demoralized in a lot of ways, because he knows that it's actually fun, but it's tough to want more for someone than they want for themselves. So he wouldn't try and encourage them to do things and to buy property, like things that he would recommend. He wanted every single person that worked for him to escape their 9 to 5, which was working for him. But most people don't want more than they want for themselves. And you can't want more for someone than they want for themselves. And I just want to be around people that want more, and they want to study, and they want a better life, and they are willing to work for it. The worst kind of person in the world is someone that wants everything but doesn't want to work for it. That's just a leech, and that's mainly government entities and people who get into politics. They want to just backpack and backstab off other people and take what other people have without producing anything for themselves. And I find those people despicable in most aspects of life. But the point is, for some reason, obviously, when I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm trying to go through other people's funnels and I'm trying to reverse engineer what they're doing, because I want to create AI models to replicate that so we can manage it for our clients. And that's just one example. It's not something I really want to be studying, but of course, at the same time, you get sucked into Instagram and you're trying to actively pursue some sort of greater knowledge. But like all of us, I was just scrolling Instagram and I kept seeing this reel on the PayPal mafia and how there was 22 people. One of them was Elon Musk, and all other 21 of those people that created PayPal were hyper successful in every single business venture that they did. It took a small group of hyper focused people to create a billion-dollar business, because every single person was entrepreneurial minded. So I was thinking, it really only does take a small group of people to make a huge outsized return and to really grow something incredibly large. You just need people that really want to get better, that want to spend their free time getting better, that are just ambitious. at the end of the day and innovative. When you only have one person innovating in a business, you are going to be capped by that person's ability to innovate in that sector. Because especially with how my business has grown, we are opening up new sectors to it very, very quickly. And you want other entrepreneurial minded people to innovate and think of new ways to adapt and to just do it. And so thinking through an incentive structure that makes for that to happen is really, really important. Something that I'm really trying to comprehend and figure out and what I'm trying to do. And it's what my gut feeling tells me to do. It's just obviously I'll just fucking go to ChatGPT and ask how to do it. The moral of the story is I want to be around people that want to do better and that want to treat something like it's their business and to push it forward. And we're starting to be there. And we're starting to grow quite quickly because of that. I just want to think, how can you put that on steroids? And that would be a way where you could be growing at 1,000% per year for a pretty long duration of time. And the compound interest is quite remarkable when you have a small group of people that are hyper aligned on incentives that are all chasing after the same long term goal. At least that's what we're trying to do. We'll see what happens.